Hi, Len Martez here inside the Buccaneers locker room, getting a chance to talk to wide receiver number 89, Matthew Eaton. Hey, Matthew, I actually put out YouTube videos and I had someone come back at me and say, hey, can we get Matthew Eaton? So I said, sure, let me get inside the locker room and we'll get Matthew Eaton. So you got folks out there wanting to talk to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man, it's been a pleasure. Nice to meet you, sir.
Pleasure to meet you, too. Let's start with this. A year ago, you were at Iowa State. You were in Ames playing for the Cyclones. Did you ever imagine that you'd be inside a receiver's room with Mike Evans, an All-Pro, and would you be thinking about the fact that you'd be catching passes from Jameis Winston?
Nah, not at all, man. Mike and Jameis are two guys who, growing up in high school, who I idolized. Two of the best, arguably at their position to play the game. So just being here with them, both of them have actually welcomed me with open arms and, treated me as good as possible. I definitely never thought that I'd be playing alongside of Mike, being in meeting rooms and being able to be behind him when we're doing routes on there and at practice, trying to learn tools and things like that. But it's been a great process, man. It's been a great experience. I feel like I've learned a lot from both Mike and Jameis.
Speaking of learning, you again played at Iowa State. You played for Coach Campbell at Iowa State. Now you're playing for Coach Arians here.
Yeah.
Kind of describe the differences in those two coaches.
Well, I mean, I'm literally I just got here, so I think it's pretty tough for me to pinpoint that difference. With Coach Campbell, I had spent 2 seasons with him, so I feel like I got a great feel with him. Coach Arians, as far as I know, as far as my experience here for the past 3 weeks or so, it's been a great one. I really like his style. I love what he's about, and the entire coaching staff, I feel like just brings good energy and can connect with the players. I like it. Speaking
of that coaching staff, speaking of those 3 weeks, I've watched you guys in training camp stop and do push-ups. Explain the push-ups to me.
Yeah, so push-ups is maybe it'll be like a competition thing, just running from drill to drill, or let's say we have like a little competition period for the wide receivers where we do a drill and whichever team loses has to do the push-ups, and it's just like to allow us to come to practice with a competitive edge and everything that we do. And Coach Kevin Garver do a great job doing that.
You mentioned Coach Garver, and also you get to be in a room inside with Antoine Randall, a Super Bowl champion in the NFL, a place that you want to be in. Absolutely. But on Thursday night, you get a chance to actually play a whole lot. Coach Arians has said the guys that are low on the depth chart are going to play a whole lot on Thursday night. Looking forward to that opportunity?
Absolutely, man. I'm trying to do my due diligence and trying to get into the playbook and knowing everything ins and outs. I feel like I've been getting adjusted to the playbook well, but I'm just trying to, dot my I's and cross my T's and try to make sure every play that I'm out there, that I'm doing my assignment and executing.
Being out there, you're also out there, again, with Kevin Garver, the wide receiver coach, but you're also out there with special teams coordinator, Keith Armstrong, 2 guys that you want to be pulling for you when the time comes down to as far as making those roster moves. How important have those guys stressed to you about being on special teams?
Absolutely. Coach Armstrong is a tremendous coach. I love the energy that he brings as well. Thursday night, I finally get an opportunity, to showcase what I'll be able to do on special teams on all phases. So I'm just eager to learn, man. I still got a bunch of questions to, like I said, to make sure that every assignment that I'm in on, that I'm executing my job.
As a big receiver, I know the advantage you would have. I'm probably the average cornerback height at 5'11", maybe 5'10 and a half, but you're a big guy at 6'4", 6'5". I know the advantage you have as far as getting the football at the highest points. We know that. Right. As far as being a big receiver, what's the disadvantage for you, if there is one?
The disadvantage, I really wouldn't think that it's a disadvantage for the most part. I just feel like I'm more than capable to do anything on the field, in which I try to. I try to watch as much film as possible to get an edge on my opponents, whether that's in practice for the guys that we're going against every day or, the team who we're preparing for in the preseason. I don't really see any disadvantages. Trying not to think about that. I just try to make ways to make things happen. So,
give me the scouting report on Matthew Eaton. What's your strength? What's your number one strength when it comes to you as a wide receiver?
I'm a sponge. I can learn anything. I feel like I can adjust to many different situations, and I feel like I bring energy every day.
He's number 89, wide receiver Matthew Eaton. He's a sponge.